Hi, Lisa here. This afternoon's bipolar video today is on my depression, or the depressive side of bipolar. See, I usually go manic for 2.5 months, and then I'm depressed anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. The reason why I go through depression is because, remember I told you when I'm in psychosis, I think my brain goes to a different part of my brain and whatever. Well, I remember everything that happens when I'm in psychosis. Everything. There isn't one thing that isn't touched in my life when I'm in psychosis. So when I'm out of psychosis and I'm in a depressive state, everything comes back to haunt me. Every area of my life was affected. Depression, yes. Major depressive disorder? Not sure. I think that might be something totally different, but major depression after manic is a hard thing to deal with. Music turned against me. See, when I'm manic, I told you about the music in my previous video. Well, when I'm depressed, the music plays the complete opposite in my head. Like I would hear really big in my head, "You give love a bad name." What other one? What's the other one? I walk alone. That's what it's like having depression after a manic episode. You walk alone. You're so deep within your thoughts, you can't get out. Medicated? Yes. Does it help? No. No energy. No focus. Just want to sleep. Why do you want to sleep? Because you don't want to deal. I slept a lot. In my depression periods, I usually gain about 20 pounds. The guilt. On top of that, I deal with the guilt with everything I did when I was in psychosis. Oh my. The way I treated people, the way I talked, the way I acted. Mind you, it was only maybe a month and a half, 2 months, but believe me, it affects the rest of your year. And me up to 2 years. I try to smoke pot when I'm depressed. That doesn't help because it gets me even more depressed because I get more deeper into my thoughts. So when I was in my depressed states, I didn't smoke pot. No. It caused paranoia. I thought I was going to hell. I thought God left me. That was rough. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even fry an egg. No pun intended. But I couldn't fry an egg. I was counting all the time. Doing my laundry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I was always counting. Maybe I was counting down the time so this day would be over. You know, bipolar has a high suicide rate, a high death rate, and a suicide rate. And I believe, here's my thoughts again. After a manic episode, you get in such a swift shift in your brain. Now your brain's back in reality. And the depression sucks. You sit here in the house all the time by yourself, nobody to talk to but your thoughts. Somebody calls you on the phone, you really like to answer it, but nah. Why? Because they're going to tell you everything that's happening good in their life. And you're sitting there thinking, well, geez, my life stopped. Suicide and bipolar. I think that's why there is bipolar. It's such a what you call with bipolar because you get really depressed. Look at Robin Williams. He had manic depressive disorder. It was a form of bipolar. But let me tell you, you get in so deep you can't get yourself out. I used to call it a dark pit. And I was in that pit for months, years. Not a fun place to be. My closest friends will tell you about that situation in my life. I thought I lost my salvation. I thought God didn't love me anymore. I thought everybody didn't like me anymore. I went from semi-liking myself to not liking myself at all. I hated everything I did. I hated everything about myself. I couldn't look in the mirror. I didn't like the person looking back. I couldn't figure out how me could have done something like that. Or how me could have done all these things. I guess that's what it's all about. My son was cool. I'd be sitting here at a table and I'd be just sitting here and I'd be zoned out in another world because that's another thing that happens when you're depressed. You're zoned out in a different world. People are around you, but you're not there. Inside, in here, you're not there. You're deep into your thoughts somewhere. What happened back here somewhere. But my son would literally sit there and kick my chair. And I'd be like, okay, back to reality. He used to pull me back to reality a lot. There you go, bud. Yeah, he helps me a lot. But, so does my daughter. Anyway, depression. You feel like defeated. A defeated foe. You feel like a fool. You feel like an idiot. Everything negative that you could possibly think of goes on in your mind when you're in a major depressive disorder stage. That's really tough to get out of. I used to beg God, please, Lord, please, please, please pull me out of this pit. It was a dark pit. I used to rock on the couch constantly, just rock back and forth, rock back and forth, rock back and forth. Thought for sure I was going to hell. Believe me, your mind plays tricks on you when you're depressed, too. Boy, does your mind play tricks on you when you're depressed. It's the worthless feeling. You feel worthless. You feel useless. I ran a tax business for 20 years. Now all of a sudden I can't even make eggs? Really? When I went on disability for bipolar? Really? I have a mental disorder. Now I can't work. Depression, yeah. My wife was taken. And then I used to think, well, geez, if they know me now, they wouldn't want to know me. I used to get depressed after tax season. Because people would come. I'd see close to 300 tax clients a year, and they would come, and some of them came for 20 years. And from January 15th to April 16th, I believe I'm manic. Or I was manic. Because I was working around the clock. Very little sleep. If I did get sleep, I was so stressed out, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I did have a heart attack in my 30s from stress. It was a slight one. But, yeah, it happened. So after tax season, everybody would stop coming. I would get really depressed for a season. I miss people. I'm a people person. Not when I'm depressed. Although when I am depressed, I do try to help the people around me. As hard as that is, I do that. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I had some of this written down. Let me see what else I can find. Oh, memories that haunt me. Manic episodes, psychotic episodes were like manic, or like A bad trip. Somebody asked me what psychosis was like. I tell you right out, it was a bad trip. You never want to go back there. Feel defeated. All things are happening, but not good things. Things that are happening are out of your control. You can't control because they're on you anymore. My loved ones are being badly hurt. Not being able to express my feelings, that's a tough one. When I get depressed, I'm just the opposite of being manic. I can't, my feelings, I don't feel I deserve feelings. Okay, what else? Depression and anger turned inward. Oh, depression, anger turned inward. My daughter taught me this one. If you're angry about something, if you're depressed, say you're really depressed about something, really search yourself out. Look deep inside and search, because there's something you're angry with yourself about. Me, I was angry at my manic episodes. I was mad at myself for the destruction I caused. I felt I destroyed everything. Let me see. Oh, and realizing I can't change the things I've done. There's no going back. Live with that guilt. On top of depression, regret, fear, rejection. I felt that God couldn't bless me anymore. I don't believe God was against me. I would sit on the couch and I'd be rocking back and forth, scared to death. I'd be in this black, dark place. And I would rock back and forth. And I felt like I lost everything. I felt like I lost my salvation. I thought bad thoughts. And I could literally smell the smell of flesh and hair burning. That's how bad it was. But thank God he pulled me out of that pit. Okay, now what else? Music. Music was, like I said, music was against me. I couldn't listen to any music at all. Music was my life. I used music when I was manic. So when I'm not manic, all those words, all those songs I played and blurred when I was manic was like, eee! Oh yeah, there's a lot that goes on inside of Lisa. I wrote this in, it's called A Must Read, You Are Not Alone. Started April 8th, 2014. My Vice, My Voice. In the Mind and Through the Eyes of Bipolar. Started August 8th. Yeah, started August 8th, 2014. My Vice. My Voice. In the Mind and Through the Eyes of Bipolar. Or Spirits. By Lisa Ann Christina Fermanchen-Turek. I wrote all that. I only went through some of it. But you do wind up getting angry at yourself. It's hard to conquer all those demons. But you gotta fight. I fought. I fought hard. I fought really hard. But I'm out of all that now. And you can be too. If you're thinking, if you're really depressed and you're listening to me right now, and you feel like there's no hope, and you feel like you screwed up so bad, there's no turning back. If you feel like you're worthless, useless, can't look in the mirror, don't love yourself, reject it, regrets, all those are negative emotions. You don't need them. They're not you. They're not me. They're not anybody listening. You are who God created you to be. Everybody was fearfully and wonderfully made, and we're all unique. So, you have gifts on the inside of you that have to come out. You have new dreams that are going to come alive. A new life. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't stop taking your meds. Talk to your doctor. Seriously, have a serious talk. Get a doctor that listens to you. And if he doesn't listen to you, get a new one. It's your privilege. Thing that helped me get over the depression was getting my medical marijuana card. That's why I'm for it. Doctor wouldn't give me anything for depression. I lived in a pit for a year. And he wouldn't give me anything. He was afraid I was going to go manic. Maybe I was. He's the doctor. Anyway, I got the medical marijuana card. And they gave it to me for anxiety the first time. And then when I renewed it, they gave it to me for depression. That's what bipolar is. Anxiety, depression. Anxiety, depression. That's what bipolar is. Anyway, the second time they gave it to me was for depression. And I asked the pharmacist at the pharmacy I go to, at Ethos, I asked him, the pharmacist right out, I said, I take these meds. I am bipolar. I gave him a list of all my meds. I told him, I says, I need to find strains that help me to compensate these things. So eventually, not right away, but eventually I could stop, maybe when I talk to my doctor, maybe cut my pills down a little bit. Now that I'm doing the medical marijuana, because now I'm evening out. I smoke sativa in the morning because that gives me energy. I'm not tired from my pills the day before, where I was tired all the time with my pills before because there was nothing to give me that energy or that boost back. Well, sativa does that. Hybrid. I smoke hybrid about 3 o'clock in the afternoon because that's the medium. That calms you down, it relaxes you, but doesn't put you to sleep. You're just kind of, yeah, it's okay. We're hanging on there, and you just keep going along with the flow. There's no major big difference or anything. And then at night, I smoke indica. Because indica, it helps me fall asleep on my meds. My meds are downers. So if I smoke a downer, which is an indica, naturally I'm going to fall asleep. So I need something to compensate for that. So I smoke the indica and sativa. They're my favorite. I mean the indica and the sativa and the hybrid. I like them the best. But they helped with my depression. Big time. I was able to smoke again. I was able to feel the buzz I was supposed to really get. I'm doing much better on it. But if you can't do that, which I suggest you try, you get a discount. If you have care, like I do, I get a discount because I'm disabled. Anyway, you get a discount. That's a perk. But anyway, don't smoke the pens. I don't like the pens. They make me cough too much. No, I like the pens. But yeah, depression. That's a tough one. Like I said, I went through it for a year, maybe a year and a half at a time. It's hard. You can't get out. And people know out there what I'm talking about. They experience that depression. No, it's not like a normal depression either. You don't get depressed for 2 days. 3 days, oh, I don't know, I feel something's wrong. I don't know, I'm feeling depressed today. That's okay. People have depressed days. But if your depressed days goes on for months, we better get checked out. Take my word for it. I'll lead you down the right path. That's what these videos are for. I've been through this since 2009. It's 2022. And I've been dealing with this all these years. So I have plenty of experience behind me under my belt. I wrote things down. I wrote journals down. Here's one from 2014. Here's one from September 9th, 2012. That's a whole different video. Let's see what else I got here. Look at this. My spiritual battle from 2009 until 2014. This is just some of what I was experiencing. I started writing this Saturday, May 8th, 2010 at 12:12 p.m. That's a whole different video. The spiritual side of things. Yeah, I wrote all this stuff years ago. Now I have a voice. Now I have a vice. In the mind, through the eyes of bipolar. Lisa Turk. Yes, that's my video for today. Keep smiling. My motto, keep smiling. That makes people wonder what God's up to. He's up to a lot in my life. Seriously, if you're depressed, contact somebody. Let somebody know. Don't sit there and be depressed all by yourself. That's the worst thing you do. That's what I did. I was depressed all by myself all day long for months at a time. Not a good place to be. Reach out for help. Leave a message on my post. I'll get back to you. Don't message me a message or I won't message you. But if you message me on my Facebook, I'll get back to you. Messengers I don't answer because you never know who you're talking to. That's in my the reason why you were blocked video. Anyway, really, consider people who have bipolar depression. It's not a depression, you know. It's a deep, 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 deep depression. And it's hard to get out of. But I'm here to help. I'm a voice. Lisa Turk. And again, all you bipolars out there, give yourself a hand. Love yous. Bye.